Hey everyone, today in this video, I'm going to be checking out the Dreo Air Purifier Tower Fan. I did receive this sample, but I want you to know that any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this product or you want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in the video description. Take a look at the retail box and packaging. This thing is massive. Smart 2-in-1 tower fan, MC710S. If you're interested in that product information, it's right there on the side of the box. Now let's go ahead, let's open it up and see what's inside. Here are all the contents. First up, we have our product literature featuring a full user guide and manual right here, walking you through everything you need to know about your new 2-in-1 device. Take a look at that. All the included contents, how to set up and get started, control panel, buttons and options, LED display, air quality indicator light chart, how to connect and set up with the Dreo mobile app for iOS and Android devices, additional features, very detailed and thorough, cleaning and maintenance, replacing the filter, how to clean everything, how to troubleshoot everything, and we have customer service and warranty information on the back. There's all their contact info right there for you, and this does come with a 1-year warranty. Next, we have a quick start guide here with the Dreo app settings on one side. And on the other side, we have our device setup. Next, you'll see we have an included remote control. So you have a physical remote. You can use your smartphone with the mobile app, or you can manually control it with the built-in control panel and display. Last but not least, we have our 2-in-1 device right here. Let's look at this in more detail. So front and center at the top of the device, we have our control panel. Moving down towards the front, we have our display right here. Then we have our tower fan at the top half. And then moving further down, look at that, so cool that we can see in there, our air purifier. And then here's a look at the base. Give you that same view from the other side here. All the way down, silver and black color scheme. There's the base. We have some tape we need to remove from shipment. Now we can look at the back side here to reveal a built-in handle. We could also pop this open and you'll see a slight screen and filter right there. We can clean and maintain as needed. And then that just snaps shut. Product information right there for you with customer support info again. Backside inlet here. Moving down to the bottom, we now have our air purifier, and we need to follow this warning right here. Take off the bottom cover, check the filter inside, remove the plastic bag, and we have our cover and handle right there for the air purifier to get access to the filter. And at the very bottom, we have our integrated power cord right there. Pull to remove the cover, and then we can gently work the filter out. Here's a look at the filter as it comes to you packaged in plastic, so go ahead and open it up before use. Take a look at that HEPA filtration. It's a massive filter. And here's a peek inside with the filter removed. Now let's go ahead, let's put this back inside. Just slides right in place, and then we can snap back on the cover. There's a look with the cover back on. Now let's go over the controls. We have our touch control panel up top. We just booted everything on. Now the whole control panel illuminates for us. We have multiple buttons to go over. The first one's your power button. Press it on or off, and you can long press it for 10 seconds to factory reset. Next, we have our minus and plus buttons right here. That's going to be to increase or decrease your fan speeds. There's 12 different levels you can adjust from. Next, we have our information button right here. We can switch between different speed settings and data, so we can see our PM 2.5 data as well as our filter life and ambient temperature. Next, we have our timer. This has a 0 to 24-hour timer built in. Followed by our oscillation button. We have 30, 60, 90, and 120 degree oscillation. We can press that for 5 seconds for Wi-Fi network settings. And next we have our purification mode button where we can switch between different air purifier settings. Basically 3 different level options and an auto mode as well. And here's a look at the built-in display right here. Let's go through some of the info settings. So there's our current air quality indicator, our filter life, our current ambient air temperature, and then our fan speed. And then we're back to the air quality indicator, and we'll cycle through them one more time for you. But pretty nifty that we have that built in with that nice display. Don't forget, we have multiple ways to control our unit. Next, we're gonna look at the included remote control, which features the power button, our fan speed adjustment plus and minus buttons. Then we have our fan mode adjustments as well as our air purifier mode adjustments, our oscillation button, and our timer, all configurable right from the remote control. Last but definitely not least, we can use our smartphone with the free Dreo app that you can download for iOS and Android devices to control everything right at your fingertips. Here's what it looks like when you have it set up. We have a couple of quick access buttons right here, as well as a nice dashboard breaking out our air quality, our temperature, our filter life. We can set a schedule right here. We can view more settings for the tower fan, where we could rename it. If you want, we can share the device with friends and family. We can view our Wi-Fi information and firmware info. We have access to the user guide and manual and FAQ section there. And if we want to integrate this with Amazon or Google, we can set up voice controls. We can also delete the device. Let's go back here. I want to show you the schedules really quick, where we can add a schedule. Choose what you want, on or off, and set a period of time. When do you want it to start or stop? Which days of the week? You can really customize this schedule. And then up here we have a quick timer where we can turn it off after a certain amount of time, up to 24 hours. And then we have our power button here, as well as additional device settings, so we'll select that. We have the dashboard again with our real-time air quality indicator. Then we have our control options here with different modes, so pick and choose the mode that you want. And that's for your air purifier. And then we have our fan settings here, normal, auto, sleep, and then we can manually adjust the fan speeds from 1 all the way up to 12. Here's our oscillation settings. And then we have our options right here. So we can have it oscillate there, and we can choose the oscillation angle, 30, 60, 90, 120. Or if we want, we can manually choose our angle right here and set common angles. Then we have our preferences. Our display can be set to auto, on, or off. In auto mode, it will automatically adjust to the ambient brightness of your room. We can turn panel sounds on or off, as well as child lock. Then we can view our display information. We can change what we want to see on the display right from our phone. Just hit apply. We can calibrate the oscillation, and we can change our temperature unit right there within the mobile app. So it's very capable and super responsive to control it right from your phone. Now let's have some fun and test out the air purifier. Specifically, I wanted to use my handheld air quality indicator to see how close it is and if it lines up with what we're seeing on the Dreo, at least within a margin of error. Currently, we're showing around 37 for our PM 2.5 score on the handheld monitor. We're showing 38, 39 on the Dreo, so it's great to see that those are going to be very accurate. So they'll change a little bit literally, you know, where they are in the room and how close or how far away they are from each other. This is now blowing purified air out in the direction of this monitor. So again, there's just a lot of variables here, but both are showing 34 right now. So very accurate. Now let's have some fun. Let's light up some incense and let's see how they look. All right, our incense has been lit. Now we'll just have a little fun here distributing everything. So I'm putting it right in the back here. Look at the results. So this one peaked at 999.9 hazardous. This is going to go up pretty quickly. Red light's on. It's kicked on. Over 600. So we'll have them both near each other. This is too fun. But we're changing the quality of the air. Trying to get some good readouts here. All right, 987, 999. Is that one going to peak too? Okay, they both maxed out. Yay for bad air. But pretty neat that we're able to stress them. If you're ever wondering, it peaks at 999 for the air quality indicator. and now it'll just take some time to refresh the room. Also, at this point, I want to mention that the H13 HEPA filter is great for removing particulates in the air, but it's not for odor. So I'm still able to smell the incense even if the air is being clean. So keep that in mind. If you have odors, that's not going to be the primary purpose for this particular air purifier. This is to clean the particulates in the air. Now it's time to see how loud this is. First, we're going to be testing the fan speed settings. We have it currently set to 1 and in sleep mode with the air purifier turned off. Let's see how loud it is. All right, we peaked at 37.4 decibels in our lowest setting. Now keep in mind, just in this room with nothing on per se, we get around 32 decibels. So it's very, very quiet. If I do quick math there, that's like 5 decibels of noise that this is emitting. Now I have it set to fan speed setting 4, and we peaked at 48.2 decibels. We've doubled the fan speed to 8, and now we've peaked at 54 decibels. And now with our fan speed setting set to 12, we've peaked at 68.5 decibels. Now we'll be doing the same test, but just for the air purifier. Now keep in mind, even with the tower fan turned off, we still have air blowing out from the top of the tower fan from the air purifier. So we'll start it with the 1 setting to see how loud it is. At setting 1, we peaked at 43 decibels. Setting 2, we peaked at 51.2 decibels. In setting 3, the highest setting for the air purifier, we peaked at 57.3 decibels. Now let's test out the fan speed. So I had a little fun here. I tried to tie some ribbons so you guys could get a feel for the airflow of this unit. This is at our max speed right here. Everything's really blowing very quickly at 12. Now let's go have some fun. Let's bring it down to 6. Still not bad. There's still really flapping there. Then we can bring it down to 3. Still flapping some. And let's take it to 1. Still going to be powerful enough that the ribbon is going to be blowing in the air. And now let's bring it back up to 12, and we'll see how fast it actually is. All right, so we peaked at 14.8 miles per hour at 12, 11.4 miles per hour at 8, 8.7 miles per hour at 4, and 6.3 miles per hour at 1. Now it's time for my favorite test. I have a smoke machine here. We're going to inject it into the bottom air intake of the air purifier to see how much of the particles get trapped and how much are going to make their way back out with our clean air. First up, we're testing this out on the air purifier 1 setting. And just so you know that this works, you can see all the smoke right there. All right, we've injected quite a bit in. I'm not seeing any coming out here. You may notice some smoke rising, but that's just coming up from where I injected it. So at 1, nothing. Not seeing anything coming out of there. Now let's try 2. Here's 2. Again, that smoke just rising up from the machine where I'm injecting it in. And that time I do see a little bit coming out, just barely, not much compared to how much we're injecting in. But I am seeing a little bit start to seep out. And now we're on setting 3 for the air purifier. And again, I'm seeing some come out the stream. But if you look at how much we're injecting in, that much smoke, and I know the fan is disrupting it, but that's the whole point. You can still see the smoke in the air here, even if it's coming out the fan. So with that being said, at 2 and 3, as we're moving more air through, we're getting more coming out that isn't being filtered, but not bad. No air purifier is ever going to be perfect. That's pretty good. So we've looked at the individual performance of this air purifier and tower fan combo unit, but how does it stack up against the competition? Well, looking around on the market today, It appears to stack up really nicely with the Dyson TP05. This is also a 2-in-1 air purifier and tower fan. Let's dive in and compare them a little bit more together to get a better feel for the value of this particular Dreo unit. So first up, let's talk about cost. That's going to be one of the key lenses that will look at everything that's about to follow through. And you'll notice right away, pretty substantial difference in cost. This is half the cost of the Dyson model, but do we get better than half the features and performance? You'll find out. So first up, let's look at motors. This is an industry first 2 dual motor design. The Dyson unit only has 1 motor. In this case, we have 2, one for the tower fan and one for the air purifier, which means they can work independently of each other. That's a huge bonus. Next, let's talk about decibels. This is how loud each unit is. So Dreo advertises 61.7 decibels, and that's with the dual motor max, compared to 60 decibels for Dyson, which is only a single motor design. So that's going to be a wash. They're both going to be just as loud as each other. Next, let's talk about fan speeds. We have a 12-speed adjustable fan on this unit compared to only 10 speeds on the Dyson, but I do want to point out Dyson, although it has 2 speeds less, it does have a reverse mode, which is pretty cool. Next, let's talk about HEPA filters. Both units feature the H13 HEPA filter, which is considered medical grade. It's one of the highest rated filters out there. In regards to smart controls, both units are compatible with iOS and Android apps, and they will work with your favorite voice assistants. Next, let's talk about air quality indicators. Both units include a built-in air quality indicator. And now let's talk about the oscillation angle. The Dreo unit has 120-degree oscillation, whereas the Dyson has a 350-degree oscillation, which is really impressive. So where's that leave us in regards to our Dreo air purifier tower fan? Well, compared to the competition, you really just can't beat this unit. You could spend a couple $100s more just to pick up reverse mode and 350-degree oscillation, but you'll be foregoing money in your pocket, as well as 2 extra fan speed adjustments and the dual motor design to use either one. So it's really up to you on what you prefer, but it's a no-brainer, the value of this unit compared to what's on the market today. Substantial feature set, tons of options, things you always want in an air purifier, like built-in air quality monitor. It's color-coded, it's easy to see. They did a really nice job, well thought out. These run very quiet as well too, if noise is of concern to you. I use a Dreo tower fan nightly in my room, so I'm excited now to upgrade it with the fan and air purifier combo. Now it's 1 device instead of 2 that I have to deal with. Everything's integrated, and it's going to help save some space too. So really clever idea here, and it's performing great so far. Again, you really just can't beat the value of this when we're looking at it through the lens of the competition, specifically through Dyson.